Hello everyone, this is Bob's again, doing another Spellbringers build order, and this one, once again for order. This one's a little different than the last two we watched. This is going to be an aggressive build. This is a 2 Rax Enforcer Rush. So, again, I've put 2 on wood, 3 on gold here, and our next peasant is going to make our barracks. So, pretty standard so far, from what we can see. Once again, never stop making peasants. So this guy's going to make his barracks there, and when he finishes that barracks, he should be able to start the blacksmith immediately. Now the next peasant, we're putting that into gold. So he's just gonna start mining gold there. We don't need the farm as fast in this build because we're not going to be scouting with a falconer in this case, because that will really delay our some of our buildings that we want to get up as fast as possible. So it's good to do this map on a 2-player, excuse me, this build on a 2-player map, because then you don't need that falconer to scout where they are exactly. Now we've started a farm here so we filled up the mine with the second peasant. So let me just recap. The first peasant went to build the barracks, the first peasant out of the citadel. The second peasant filled up the mine, and the third peasant started the farm. And once again, the farm peasant is going to go into the mine when he finishes. Now, as you can see, when the barracks finished, we started the blacksmith immediately. This next peasant is gonna start another barracks. There he goes. Okay, so now we've got our blacksmith going. We've got our second barracks going, and we're going to start putting some peasants on wood. You do need a reasonable amount of peasants on wood for this build, but you can stop at some point. You just need enough to be able to pump out 2 enforcers, which require 30 wood each. So now, as soon as this blacksmith finishes, we're going to be able to start an enforcer here. Right there, and then this guy is going to start our next farm. There he goes. Again, you really got to be on top of your farm production for this. Starting our second enforcer here, so we've got one at about half. The next here, staggering them like this is actually kind of desirable because you need to build the farms in between, and you're not going to have quite enough income to build them both at the same time. So staggering them is completely reasonable here. So here comes the next. That enforcer finishes. We can build an enforcer here, and then as soon as we have the resources, we're going to build our next farm. And in the meantime, we're starting to trickle our enforcers over to the opponent's base, and then we're going to micro our butts off. So, of course, in this case, it's the computer, so I don't really need to micro my butt off, but you get it. So this is essentially the build. You really don't need anything other than this. Basically, keep building your farms, keep building your enforcers, and that's it. No more peasants, no more tech, no spellbringer, just enforcers. And often this can be enough to crush opponents, depending on what sort of an opening they're doing. So, as you can see, spearmen are really not going to cut it against these enforcers, and we're likely going to be able to destroy his expansion here, which will put us in a really good spot. We don't want him farming any extra gold. Now, basically from here, we keep trickling in our enforcers. Our goal is to kill the natural expansion. That's really important, and we don't want them to be able to make any use out of that. So if they have units to defend, certainly fight them, but make sure you're chopping down the peasants. It takes 2 chops to kill a peasant, so pretty easy to do so. Now, once you have destroyed the citadel, you have some choices. You can continue to press your advantage with the enforcers. You can take an expansion of your own, or you can start a Spellbringer. So you have some choices there. But yeah, this is essentially the build. It's very simple. Once It's not necessarily simple to get up and running, but once it's up and running, you don't have to worry about it at all anymore. You just press the E key over and over again and make sure you're on top of your farm production. So that is the 2 Rex Enforcer Rush. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.